everyone, and a very warm welcome to our live Q&A session here today. My name is Amy. I am the Outreach and External Engagement Coordinator for the School of Social and Environmental Sustainability here at the Dumfries Campus. Today, we're going to be chatting with one of our current postgraduate students about campus life, careers, student life, so much more. But before we start, if you have more general questions about studying at the University of Glasgow and your next steps, you can check out the postgraduate offer holders page, and we'll share a link for that in the comments below. And for questions that are specific to your offer and or your personal situation, please use the admissions inquiry form, and we'll pop a link to that in the comment section as well. So I am delighted to welcome Sophia to the session today. Sophia is a current student here at the Dumfries Campus. Hi, Sophia. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Amy. Thank you for having me here.
It's so great to have you. So, the two of us are here today to answer some questions. If you have any questions for us, everyone watching, please just use the comments on the video. You can send in your questions to us, and we will make sure and get some answers to you. We are here to help and tell you all about life here at the University of Glasgow and our Dumfries campus. So without further ado, Sophia, I wonder if you could introduce yourself a little bit, tell us a little bit about you and what you're studying here in Dumfries.
Sure. So hello, everyone. I'm Sophia. I'm an international student here at the Dumfries campus. Okay, I actually come from Mexico, so it's like a far trip, but it's fine. It's fine. And I study my Master in Science in Sustainable Tourism and Global Challenges.
That is fantastic. We're so glad you're here today. We're going to talk about all things to do with our campus, our whole school. We'll maybe dive into your program a little bit as well and see what's what there. So without further ado, let's start with our very first question, which we have here. So, big question. Why did you choose the University of Glasgow?
Okay, so basically because of the type of courses that it has, like the whole program itself literally made me fall in love because it was what I was looking for my master's. So for me to be able to approach tourism in a more science sustainable way was like my main reason for selecting the University of Glasgow. And I realized that they also have other programs that really sound tempting, but I knew I wanted sustainable tourism. But yeah, basically the great offer of programs the university has was like my main thing for me to choose there.
That's fantastic. And we've talked about it a little bit before, being on this campus, you have kind of a range, as you just said there, of different programs, but the courses within, you can able to an extent, pick and choose a little bit of what courses you might like to try from different areas as well. Is that something you've been able to do?
So actually, yes, we do have these optional courses. I got the chance to pick like around 2, and I definitely knew my other classmates also had like the kind of like the same choices. So I was actually really interested to see like which ones they choose also, but that actually like helped me integrate with another other of the courses that weren't like the core courses of my program. So I completely went to that.
That's awesome. That's so great to hear. We have another question here, and we'll move on to our next question. Here we go. Speaking of courses, what has been your favorite course? I know this is a tricky question, but can you pick a favorite course?
Yeah, I think it is hard. Definitely it is hard. Which one will be my favorite one? Okay. So I have actually, it's also one of like the optional courses that it's called Climate Change in Sustainable Tourism. Climate change definitely was so I have a tourism background. I do not have such a broad science background, and that course definitely allowed me to expand myself more into like the more science stuff. So it definitely it hit the spot like right in for me, because I was looking to be more proficient for that, and like being able to make a more like a scientific research.
Yeah.
definitely the one, I guess. Definitely.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I think it's important to note, we've talked about it a little bit, but just for everyone watching as well, when you join your program, you'll have a mix of core courses that you have to take. So they're compulsory for your program. And then what me and Sophia are talking about are these elective courses that you can kind of add on to your degree a little bit. So there'll be a big list basically that you can pick from. A lot of our programs will have kind of recommended elective modules or courses that might suit your program particularly well, but you know, it's your choice ultimately what you want to choose for your electives. So you can kind of, as we said before, like look at maybe something in the environmental sector if you're studying tourism, or vice versa. You know, you want to try and explore something a little bit different, or if you know you're in the tourism world and that's where you want to stay and you want to do pure tourism, also fine. You can pick some electives in the tourism sector, you know. So yeah, really important. I think that's a good point to make for students who are looking at their courses and their programs as a whole, is that there is that little bit of flexibility there as well. So yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Sophia. Let's see what our next question is. Okie doke. Have you taken part in any experiential learning opportunities? Oh, great question. Okay, so experiential learning, have you been out on any kind of practical field work? Have you done any trips, any kind of more industry-based experiences on your programs?
Okay, I got it. So yeah, well, I have to say, all of the field trips that I have had, I have loved them, like each one of them. Not only because I got the opportunity to go and like meet new places, but also because all of them were so focused on our program regarding like, okay, it's fine that you go to a place and like you get to know the place, but we always had a task related to tourism or sustainable tourism. For example, we got one time to go to this castle that is actually near Dumfries. And our main objective for going there was for us to assess the place and to figure out like how we can, make that castle be running, like on its own, regarding like, okay, how many people do they actually need? How many visitors they need in order to, have like a good maintenance of the castle, because it's a castle and it's really well preserved, but that costs a lot of money. So they have to like find their sweet spot there. And then we also like had to assess how all of the staff was going to be like more involved in it, and like what was their high season and like their low season. So basically we had to make all these project around this castle. So at the end we had like a meeting like with stakeholders for the castle, and it was like a little bit more like a business presentation, I would like to say. It was really challenging but really awesome. One of my first I would like to say as well. So yeah, it all started from that planned field trip that we got. And from that point on, all the other field trips that I have had have been kind of around the same, not around castles, but also I have been to like the Edinburgh Zoo, where they show us like their whole department of sustainability. And it's so interesting because we had that for wildlife in tourism, which totally makes sense.
Yeah.
And we also have been able to go to the highest village of Scotland as well. And we also got like to assess from a tourism point of view. So we definitely have this good combination of being out in the field, while also be able to apply all like the academic stuff.
yeah, all those theories and all the things you're learning in the classroom, being able to take them into the real world is really cool. And that's amazing that you can go on a field trip and get to know this like castle, for example, and then you're presenting to like stakeholders in the business world, in like who are actually responsible for this castle and the preservation of it, and they're listening to you and your ideas and your learnings. That's an amazing experience to have. And that's one field trip out of how many? That's really cool to hear. So thank you so much for sharing that. That sounds amazing, and I'm very jealous that you get to go and see all these wonderful places all over Scotland. It sounds like a lot of fun. So we have some more questions, and just a wee reminder, if anyone has any questions for me or Sophia, please just use the comment section, send in your questions, and we are here to answer them. So let's see what our next question is, Sophia.
Yes.
Okie doke. Have you engaged much with industry while studying your master's? Now, I think we've answered this one a little bit already, haven't we? But anything else that you've done that's specifically related to industry, or kind of moving on in terms of the business world or the real world, so to speak, out and about, that you've been able to get engaged with?
Okay, so actually, yeah. This is going to be something that people might not even consider, but it's a current thing. So, okay, the university really encouraged us to make a really more further research, for all of our assignments. So if you are a student like me that likes to go, the extra mile, I have definitely been reaching out to more industries regarding if I have an essay or if I have a report, and I will actually like to get more, updated information, like maybe from the Dumfries Council, or even people, local people on site, or even people from Mexico, I have this, they call it sector, that it's like the Bureau of Tourism in Mexico. I have been reaching out to all those people with some questions. Of course, some of them answer, some of them not, and it's completely fine. I completely understand, but I get so excited when they do answer to me, because that only enriches and it also helped me networking with them,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it's kind of a not so visible point, but definitely it's something that helps me and enriches also my experience a lot with the industry.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. That's so cool. And it's so nice for me to hear, our students are being able to get out there and, make those connections and network a little bit as well. And I know a lot of our, our lecturers, our professors, our teachers have a really kind of expansive network as well, in terms of their contacts, or maybe some guest lecturers come in and give some presentations or something. So it's really nice that you're also, in addition to that, taking your own initiative to get out there and see, it's so exciting. It must be so exciting when you get a reply from someone and you're able to kind of learn a little bit more or dig that little bit deeper. That's really cool. I really like that. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. We have a question here from someone who's watching. So thank you so much. Let's see what our question is from our comment section. Let's see if we can share it here. Ooh, possibly. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, thank you so much. Have you encountered the process of forest bathing or ecotherapy? Am I saying that right? Ecotherapy as any part of the studies? Is that something you've come across, Sophia?
Okay, so I haven't had the chance to have an essay or report, or even a lecture of that, but that doesn't mean that future students doesn't have the chance. Because actually we do, all of our lecturers are really open, and if you actually approach to them and tell them that you're interested in a certain topic, they will definitely help you with that. And you're also able to make your own report regarding that, because we do have the flexibility of choosing our own topics. So I basically have chosen all the topics related to Mexico, because but I've had some other classmates with other really interesting topics. Some of them are they come from China, so they do have really different points of view and different interests. I have other ones coming from Africa as well, which is a completely whole other thing. All the essays that we get to deliver are really interesting. I always ask them to so I can write, can I actually read your essay? Because they are really interesting. So if you're definitely interested in forest bathing, ecotherapy, which is also a current thing in tourism as well, you should definitely reach out to to your professors to let them know. And yeah, they will whether help you with more research or more resources for that, or as well they can even, if they do have like the person that is more involved in it, they will totally like let you know, like, okay, so you here's the contact, they can definitely like reach them out to see how's like the real experience out there in the industry. So yeah, but like personally I haven't had the chance, but it's completely there, like it's for years to take if you want to.
That's amazing. Thank you. So that was part one of this question that we've had sent in. So we've got part two now, which is, have you encountered the use of nature writing for well-being and mental health as a deeper connection to the environment or nature? This is a fantastic question. Thank you so much for sending this in. I'm going to jump in here a little bit, Sophia, then I'll let you comment. Just to say that on our Lit in Environment, Culture and Communication, we do a lot of work on writing the environment and reading the environment. And, it's a nice space and a nice opportunity to explore this kind of thing. If that's something you're interested in and you want to look more at, nature writing for well-being and mental health, we have two core courses on the environment, culture and communication program. And we have reading the environment and writing the environment courses. So it's a really nice opportunity, I think, to learn a little bit more about this if this is something you're interested in. So thank you so much for asking, for highlighting this really cool point. And Sophia, is there anything else you'd like to add to that?
Actually, yeah. It totally links to this topic. Dumfries Campus location and the way that the campus, like the whole campus, it's like done. It actually has to do a lot with being outdoors for the mental health. So I don't know if there has been like any like research regarding that. But like if you're a person that is interested in that, you have like a first-hand experience when you go to Dumfries Campus, specifically, sorry, for mental health, being outdoors. So definitely, yeah.
That's a really nice point, actually, Sophia. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, our campus is set in 85 acres of parkland. There's nice woodlands, there's like rock gardens, there's like, it's a really lovely place to just kind of get out into nature and breathe a little bit. We also have our garden right here on campus as well that you can go and hang out in, and we do like events and things like that too. And we have all of our student support facilities here on campus also. So there's definitely opportunity, like you say, Sophia, there's definitely opportunity to come to Dumfries and get that kind of first-hand experience of connecting with nature a little bit more and getting out there in the environment. So thank you so much for this question. A really a fantastic question. Thank you for sending it in. And we'll move on to our next one now and see what else we have here. Great question. Okay, what are the study facilities like on campus? How much studying do you get done on campus, and where can you do it?
Okay, so, well, I personally really like the campus, not only because it's in such a green, spacey area, I love that, but also the building facilities itself. All of my classrooms have like this. It's a really huge projector. I love that. But also, every time I get to present something, I feel like so professional, and I love that as well. We do have like our little like mic set, so we're able like standing there, talking and presenting, all professional. And we do have all these like study spaces, or like I like to call them like cozy hubs as well.
I like that.
Yeah, like all through the building itself, the Rutherford also. But we do have as postgraduates a special study hub as well, that it's in the Maxwell building. So I definitely have used them a lot. They give you everything that you need for studying. Regarding you have really comfortable sitting. We do have like tables as well. The way that, or like the places that they are located, I think they are strategically there for not being so loud, which actually help us to focus more on like our task that we are doing. And we also have, well, like we can reserve like some rooms for like more meetings regarding, like, I don't know, if we have like a group thing going on, or any like task that we need to like handle as a group. We are able to go and like reserve the places for like meetings as well. um and yeah, well, I like the facilities on the campus. Everything's really easy to reach.
Yeah.
um and there's the secret room that might not be so secret, that has this gigantic circular table that I love also.
I think that's my favorite room in the entire campus. It's called the Cairn Cross room. It's right in the very tippy top of the tower of the Rutherford McCowan building, which we're in right now. So it's quite a trek. You have to get quite high up the building to go and find it, but it's worth it. It's this beautiful kind of circular room, big beautiful circle table in the middle, and it's just lined with books all around. So it's a very inspiring place to be, I think.
So
It's one of my
magical.
favorites.
Yeah, and just to add, we do have a computer lab, a science lab, and they are full, like packed with stuff. And I know actually the computer lab have just been renovated, and it's so cool.
Yes.
And
It's beautiful. It's so nice. Yeah, no, absolutely. We've just shared in the chat a link to our virtual campus tours, so you can go online and see kind of in 360. You can see around our campus. But yeah, no, as you say, we've got our brand new renovated IT suite, which is just upstairs, which has study spaces. We have the environmental science lab. We have the Cairncross room. We have our seminar rooms, our small rooms. We have our study spaces, our cozy hubs. I'm going to start calling them cozy hubs now that you call them that. I think that's my favorite thing. We have our cozy hubs, which are all around campus. And then we have our student hub on the Rutherford McCowan building. And then, as you say, we have our postgraduate hub in the Maxwell House building, which is dedicated space. It's only for postgraduate students. You can get your head down, get some studying done. It's just for you guys. And you can get there. There's like, facilities over there as well. Everything you could possibly need is in that building. And then you've also, if that's not enough, we've also got our library on campus, which has Costa Coffee, and it has our canteen. It has a little shop. All the books you could possibly imagine. It's got all the University of Glasgow books, but it also has collections from other institutions that are on the campus also. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You kind of get multiple libraries in one. And then you've also got the gym over there as well, so you can need a little break in between studying. Gym is completely free for all of our students. So gym membership, fitness classes, sports classes, clubs, all of it completely free for our students and our staff here at the University in Dumfries, which is fantastic. So we love the facilities on campus. It's basically the bottom line I think we're getting at here. But thank you so much for this question, and we'll see what we have next. Okay, great question. So you mentioned this at the start, Sophia. You're an international student. How did you find the move to Dumfries?
Okay, so I personally choose to go for a uni accommodation. I think for me it was a no-brainer regarding that, because the university accommodation staff have been so present and so helpful, like through all of my process.
Yeah.
So I definitely just choose to, because they were the ones like answering me right away, and like, all of the questions that I had, they were always there. So yeah, for me it was like really easy regarding having that secure spot. I knew that when I come to Dumfries, I will be staying somewhere, like it was like good to go. So it was actually really, it was kind of like an easy transition, I would like to say, because of course, moving from another country, it's never easy. But it has been a big thing. But having the support of the accommodation staff has been really helpful. They always try to answer me like as fast as they could, which I completely, definitely appreciate, because I know I'm not the only student here at the uni. So it completely makes sense that they take some time, but not enough. It's awesome. And this is my first time actually living like in a small, not in a small, like not in a city, like in a
Mhm.
town. So I didn't know what to expect, but as soon as I came to Dumfries, I don't know, it felt like also like homey, like
Yeah.
people. I remember like the first day, like a lot of people did saw me like with my big suitcase, and they were like, oh, like, are you, like, where are you going, do you need help? Because it's kind of a small community here in Dumfries, but it's lovely. They are really there also, like, to be friendly and like to help you. And I know it's not only my personal experience, I have also heard other experience from my international classmates as well. And they we all are really grateful for that. So it might sound scary because not a lot of people heard about Dumfries, um, but as soon as you set foot in the place, you definitely feel welcome, which
Yeah.
is, well, like for me, it's really nice. It has been really nice.
Yeah. Well, that's so great to hear. And I'm just so glad it's been your experience, and as you say, we've got 3 university accommodations here in Dumfries. We've got Dumfries Hall, Brook House, and Laurie Now. All very different depending on what you want, but all of them are all en suite. So your own bedroom, your own bathroom as well. And then you'll share kind of living and kitchen facilities with different groups of people, depending on like the size or where you are. But important to know, all of them are self-catering as well, so you have your own kitchen and everything. But ensuite, which is great, all of them, you don't have to worry about sharing a bath. Yeah, we love that. We absolutely love that. So if you have any questions about accommodation, please do ask us. And I see we have a question being sent in as well about commuting to Dumfries. So I wonder if we can answer that one just now and see where we're at with that one. So thank you so much for this question. Are there students that commute from Paisley to the university? So we have some students that commute. Now, we will always, where possible, encourage students to move to Dumfries just for the most kind of ease of access to the campus, to your classes. Your timetable will not really be set all that early, so you might find closer to the time that actually you're in quite a few days of the week. You're maybe not away from campus all that much. So definitely something to consider if it is a possibility of moving to Dumfries. We would always encourage that. However, people absolutely do commute. They do commute, and we'll do what we can to support that, where possible. It totally depends on your choice of commute as well. If you're driving, if you're bus, train, all these will have an impact on how you can access your classes and things like that. And when it comes to timetabling, a quick note as well, because we mentioned earlier about core versus elective courses, that'll also have an impact as well, because depending on what ones you pick will alter your timetable a little bit. And that doesn't really happen. Sophia, correct me if I'm wrong, but that doesn't really happen until you're kind of already signing up, and it's kind of early September that we're doing that selection. Right. So quite close to the kind of your start date of teaching. So something to consider as well. I hope that answers your question, even just a little bit. Thank you so much for sending it in. But the kind of short answer is people can commute.
Yeah.
We encourage you to move to Dumfries if you can, just for ease of access to the campus, to your classes, also for like social activities and things like that too.
Yeah.
But we 100% do have students who commute. If you have any more questions about that, just let us know. We're here to help, here to answer your questions. But we'll see what other questions we have been sent as well. Thank you so much. So, Sophia, how has your program prepared you for your future career? A big, scary question for you here.
Okay, so actually a lot. Like I like at first I might not feel it, but I definitely was working on all the needed skills that I wanted for my future like job positions. The quality of the assignments that all of our teachers leave us, it's really, really important for us to develop those type of skills regarding making research, regarding writing reports for industries, for non-academic audience as well. Also, all those business, not business, but like, well, my business presentation that I had, but also like more presentations of like public speaking skills. all of that, they really help us, or they encourage us to go, harder, and like to go and really go for that extra mile for us to obtain all of those skills when we do our assignments. So I would like to say a lot, a lot. I definitely have feel a big improvement
Mhm.
from all those skills for my future career. I mean, I do have like some, like targeted positions, like maybe consultancy, or also I wouldn't mind being like in more like an academic research field as well. Because there's so much that hasn't been, discussed here in sustainable tourism. So there's a lot for that as well. But all of the things that I'm interested, my assignments have been definitely preparing me for go out into the world and tell them like, okay, if somebody is looking for someone to be able to make like a qualitative research and do like a survey, or do interviews with people as well, because tourism, it's all about how people perceive the place, and how the locals also perceive the visitors that are coming for the place. So I know with security that I can tell them, oh, I actually have done it. You
Yeah.
know.
That's amazing to hear, Sophia. And you make a wonderful point as well about it's not just the subject specific knowledge that's really important for your future. It's those other skills as well. It's the being able to talk in front of a crowd, or being able to put a presentation together, or communicate effectively with a team, or it's all those different skills, as well as that subject specific knowledge and the assignments and the practical aspects that you're gaining as well. It's a really, really important point. So thank you so much for sharing. I think you're going to be fantastic when you go into the working world. I've no worries at all. Okay, I think we have time for maybe just one or two more questions. Let's see how many we can get through. Scary question. Okay, what are your plans for after graduation? Do you have any plans for after graduation?
I definitely do.
Awesome.
So I do have, I'm going to be pursuing any internships that are more into the sustainable field. Possibly, I mean, if it's in my country, it's completely fine, but possibly if it's like, in this northern part of the world, I would love to have that as well. So definitely I'm going for an internship. I'm going for maybe also like a work placement after my graduation, because I do want to obtain also more like industry experience. So I have like the whole package when I come to my country and be like, oh yeah, I have done so much.
I love that plan. That sounds amazing. And I'm sure you're going to be absolutely fantastic. I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to be amazing. So thank you so much for sharing that. I know it's a big, scary question to think about after graduation. I think we have time for just one more. We're going to sneak this in. One more question here. And this is a big question. It's an important question. Do you have any advice for future students? So to everyone watching, hopefully future students with us, any advice you'd like to share with them?
Okay, yes. So I actually think I share this advice always, but I seriously cannot stress this enough. Do not be afraid of reaching out. Me myself, I would have wished that I would have asked more instead of just discovering things along the way, because it also happened. It is going to happen. But definitely reach out, whether it's to Amy, reach out to any email that seems that suits your needs from the university. Go ahead and email them. Do not be scared. It's fine if it's not the right person to be contact with. They are going to tell you, okay, no worries, you can send it over, or I will forward this to the right person. So definitely do not be afraid of reaching out. The university and all the lecturers are there to help you. It's definitely gonna make the experience way more easier, like with more ease. You're not gonna be all clueless about like going to this new university and being like, oh my god, I don't know what's happening. No, so please definitely reach out, even to other students as well.
Yeah.
Definitely reach out. Like that's my number one advice that I will always give.
I could not agree more with your advice. I mean, we are here to help. We want to help you. So please never be scared, never be thinking that it's too small a question or something. We are here to help. And that is especially my job. I'm happy to help. So if you have any questions at all, please just ask, reach out, email us, use our inquiry form, anything at all that we can help with. Please just let us know. I said we had time for one last question. I've seen one question just come in, so I'd love to just answer this one if that's okay. I just thought sneak in there, and if we have time, I'd love to answer it in our comment section here. So I wonder if we could show this on the screen here. I'm going to ask very nicely because I know we're running out of time. So I'm hoping we can answer this question. I just saw it sneak in there, so I'd love to be able to get the answer to it. So our question is basically, it's about, is the lecture timetable flexible enough to accommodate students with part-time, daytime jobs? Thank you so much for this question. Thank you. Now, this is a kind of difficult question to answer in a general sense because it very much depends on the program that you're studying. So some programs, for example, our Enhanced Practice in Education program is designed for students who are currently working. So that timetable looks very, very different to other programs, which, for example, are more designed for full-time students. So it's hard to answer in a general sense, but I think it's an important question to address as well because it's something a lot of students will be thinking about. It depends on your timetable building. The good thing I'd like to mention is when you join the university, you will be given an advisor of studies, and their job is to help you with building your timetable, like making sure your classes are all right and appropriate for what you're doing and everything. So they'll be able to kind of talk you through that process as well and help you build your timetable and see if your part-time working is feasible, is a good fit for you, or maybe there's some other options we can look at, or it's a big question and it's an important one, which is why I was really keen to answer this one, because it is something a lot of our students ask. So it's program specific is kind of the bottom line here. As I say, like Enhanced Practice in Education, for example, designed for people who are still in work. Others can make it work. It very much depends on the timetable that you build. If it's something you're worried about, though, or something you'd like to know more about, please do just email us in. All of our details for contacting us are on the school web pages, so glasgow.ac.uk/Dumfries. Just go right down to the bottom. There's a contact us button. Get in touch with us, and it's something we can talk about. If it's something you're worried about or something you want more information on. Just get in touch. Going back to Sophia's advice, just get in touch. It's totally fine. Reach out. We're here to help. So glasgow.ac.uk/Dumfries. Head over to our website to the bottom, contact us. And if it's something you're worried about flexible part-time work, just let us know and we are happy to help. Okay. Definitely all we have time for. I'm going to get shouted at soon. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. It's been a genuine joy to answer your questions. And Sophia, I always love talking with you. So thank you so much for joining us today. It's always so great to hear your experience and, what life is really like here at the University of Glasgow and at Dumfries. So thank you once again. Thank you to everyone for your questions, your comments. Again, get in touch. It's totally fine. Keep asking those questions. We are here to help. And we'll say thank you finally. Thank you, Sophia. And goodbye for now. And we'll hopefully see you soon on campus. Bye for now, everyone.